Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over setting up a Unifi network on new or reset Unifi hardware. We'll go through the adoption setup and how to wire it all together and setting up a few different networks and VLANs. So let's get into it. Today we're working with the Unifi AP, a Unifi Switch Flex Mini, a Unifi Cloud Key Gen 1, and a USG 3-port USG. This is a very minimal kit, but should get us up and running just fine. First, we're going to go ahead and connect our LAN 1 port to our switch. You can use any port. I'm just choosing port 5 at this point. This way our gateway is connected to the switch. We'll then pick up our wireless access point, plug an Ethernet cable into that, and then plug it into the PoE port, designated port on our injector, and then the LAN port goes into our switch. Then pick up the cloud key, plug Ethernet into that, and then into our switch. Any port again. If you have a PoE switch, you can power your cloud key with your switch. I do not. Last but not least, we're going to plug in our WAN port. This is coming likely from your cable modem or fiber box, wherever you may have it. So to start off, we open the Ubiquiti device discovery tool, and then you have to click the Unifi family and find cloud key. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So right now it's just going to scan. You have to click Unifi family and then find cloud key, and it will go out and find the cloud key for you. Now we can go and click on that IP address, and I already have it up in a different window. So here we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and first configure the cloud key. So by default the username is UBNT with a password of UBNT. We can log in, and now we need to set our own password. So set it to something secure. First the old password of UBNT, and then the new password of whatever you'd like to go with. Alright, now that that's set up, we can look through. We want to make sure date and time is set properly. I'm on the East Coast, so we'll set up East Coast, Eastern Time, US, Canada, and we'll apply changes. We can check maintenance as well, which everything looks fine. We will first check for updates. There is an update available, so I'm going to go ahead and update, and I will catch you when that's done. So now that we're back, we'll go ahead and log back in. This is your username is UBNT, and the password is whatever you set it to. Now that we're logged in, you can see I don't have an SD card. Make sure that you install an SD card and have it for backup purposes. It has saved my butt on multiple occasions to have an SD card. This is just a test cloud key at this point, so I don't use it in production. We're going to go over to maintenance, and we're going to check for Unifi updates. Unifi is up to date, so we can go ahead and go back to the home of the cloud key, which is right here, and we'll go ahead into our controller, and we're going to choose manage. So we're going to need to name our controller. I'll just name it YouTube controller, and we'll agree to their licensing agreement, and we'll go ahead and hit next. And then I'm not going to go ahead and tie this to my Ubiquiti account. You can. The upside of this here is you would get access anywhere to your controller. So you can log into your Ubiquiti account at unifi.ui.com, and then it will log you into your controller, and say you're out of the house, you want to do updates because you don't need the internet in the house at that point. You can go ahead and update all your devices over your phone, through your phone, or through another laptop that's not currently connected to the network. So I'm going to go ahead and do advanced setup. and we'll go ahead and enable remote access and use Ubiquiti. We're not going to do either of those. So I'll go ahead and use admin and a very secure password. And we'll do my FrogTech email. Next, we're going to go ahead and enable auto backup and automatically optimize the network. This works a heck of a lot better when you have multiple access points, but we'll go ahead and let it optimize for us. And now what we want to do is go ahead and allow our controller to adopt all of these devices. So this is my security gateway, my Unifi AP, and then this one that's not saying anything right now is the Unifi switch Flex Mini. It's the 5-port $30 switch, which if you don't have one, I'd say just pick one up. They're so cheap and so worth it. But at this point, I need to likely update Unifi for it to know the model of that switch. So we'll go ahead and hit next. We'll set up Wi-Fi, YouTube test, and we'll do a password of YouTube. And then I'm gonna go ahead and combine 2 and 5 gigahertz into one network. We need a better password. All right, we'll go ahead and hit next. We're in the United States and Detroit works for me, so we will go ahead and finish. It's going to configure the Unifi controller, and we'll come back when we can finish up the setup. So since it's detected that the SD card is missing, it can't do auto backup, so we'll go ahead and just disable that for the time being. And I don't need to send stuff to Ubiquiti, that's fine for me. Alright, we're going to see that right now it needs attention. We're going to go ahead into our devices and see what's going on. Well, we can see that we're currently provisioning those two, and it currently can't reach the stun, likely because of the gateway provisioning. So we're going to let that go, and yep, as soon as the gateway's done, it will be good to go. I always like to turn the refresh button on, just makes things move so much faster. Then we have to hit apply changes and go back to the dashboard, see if still don't have my refresh button. There we go. Now we have the refresh button after refreshing. Looks like the USG is still provisioning. And there we go, it's connected. So what you should notice on all of your devices now is that they all should have turned their white lights into blue. If you've got the security gateway, the non-pro version, the top square should glow blue. On the Flex Mini, there's a little dot next to the first Ethernet port, and that should have turned blue. And on the CloudKey Gen 1, you should have seen the little white dash on the top of it turn blue. If you've liked this video, please remember to click the like button, subscribe, and the bell icon for notifications when I post another video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.